Hi everyone, so this is a channeled collective timeless reading. More so the collective in the sense that if you feel this resonates with you, then by all means, welcome. So I pull these cards to just kind of get an energy check on what I'm seeing here. And the theme that I'm really feeling for this is the feeling of neglect. It's a feeling of neglect, but also perseverance. It's this innate quality to not just seek out equilibrium, seek out peace, seek out healing, seek out a healthy environment, but it's to exist and coexist in this healthy environment. Exist and coexist in this mental space, this physical space, this energy of peace, of collectiveness. That's what I'm saying. And I'm seeing this feeling of like being gathered amongst others and feeling at peace. So some of the words I'm getting from these cards, I'll just read out to you, is the potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door, which coincides perfectly with cooperation. Take the hand offered or ask. Then we also have self-acceptance. You are so much more, and resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. And so there's that theme here that I'm getting, that there's some sort of assistance that your guides are trying to point you towards, of basically saying don't be discouraged, because okay, let me finish the sentence of don't be afraid to ask for help. I don't think that you're necessarily afraid to ask for help, but it's almost like figuring out what it is that you need help with, or figuring it out as far as how to ask or what to look out for in order to receive assistance. Therefore, that will set you up to get out of a situation that feels like you do need protection. You do need to conserve what you have and save a little. You do need to have more words of love and speak with your heart. You do need to be courageous in this. It says, when picking roses, don't fear the thorns. So you have to be able to take heed of moving out and moving forward from something that is keeping you in a place of stagnation, maybe even comfort. Doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're in a pleasant type of comfort, but a familiarity that there needs to be some sort of shift here. So a very vague example that I just saw here is again with the body, and how your body could be indicating some form of disharmony. So if there's some sort of inflammation in your body, there's something acting up in your body is trying to send the message to you that something is off in your environment, right? Whether there's something actually in the environment, pollutants, allergens, something like that, or if it's the emotional environment and things that are making you emotionally ill, that's affecting you internally. And so your guides are saying find that source, figure out what the source is, or if you know what it is, then to analyze it a little bit more, because from there you're going to be able to find the answers of how to seek out guidance on how to resolve this, how to move away from this, right? So it's bring me back to the body of saying, if you have something going on with you, not just treating that problem, finding the root of the problem, right? So this is what they're saying. Find the root of the problem so that you can get rid of it. You can get rid of it. They bring me to the thorns of pulling a thorn out, right? Now you can pull the thorn out. And then they show me the inflammation around where the thorn is, right? So it's you have a bump that's painful, that's sore. You don't realize there's that thorn in there, right? And then once you investigate it further, you realize it, you remove the thorn, and now that inflammation is signaling to you, I am now not just trying to heal, I'm able to heal. The feeling of neglect I'm getting here is a feeling of like almost being unrecognized. It's this feeling of maybe not necessarily being recognized for some sort of special quality that you possess. So whether this is self-recognition or recognition from others or both, I get a strong feeling about that where, again, there's this special quality, a talent, ability, whatever it is connected to you, that feels like it's being neglected as far as being noticed. And it kind of feels like, because they bring me to the potential, the littlest key can open the heaviest door. And it feels like I don't know. I can't really tell right now. Maybe once I get a little further into this, then we'll be able to see a little bit. Let me just check. Okay, spirituality. It's time to connect with what you believe. Okay, so it's starting to kind of take form a little bit more here. Basically, I'm trying to see if what I was just talking about with the inflammation and how it feels a little bit separate as at the time of me saying this, does that correlate with this other part of neglect that I'm feeling, where there's a neglect or lack of recognition when it comes to this ability, this unique quality about you, this very special, beautiful quality about you, and this potential. How is that kind of being provided to you, right? In that key, like how is that being provided to you? That opportunity, how is it being provided for you? Is this indicative of like, is this connected to this inflammation in some way? Like, is this serendipitously happening because you're being delayed as far as opening the door, using the key to open the door, to this potentiality, because this has to be healed, right? Or is this something that's just kind of happening by chance at the same time? So whenever I looked at this and it says spirituality, it's time to connect with what you believe, I feel like it's both. It's like kind of like when we have multiple avenues of our destiny, right? It's like we don't just have one destined path. We have a lot of complexities as far as things that happen in our life and why they happen in our life and why we choose to take these routes, right? Or we've decided, prior to coming here, of why we would take certain avenues or why we would even have the opportunities, right? Some things are granted where we would have the opportunity to choose in certain ways, right? And so this, what I'm feeling here is that it's multiple avenues with regards to your destiny. We have Strength and Nine of Swords. I'm going to move these out now, but I do feel like I should probably pull some more. So I'm going to pull one more from here. Optimism, look up and look brightly. And the bottom of the deck is Tuberose, Desire. It says, be certain of where you place your passion. I'll actually move this over here since, you can't even see. Okay. So be certain where you place your passion. Be certain. Optimism. Okay, King of Cups reversed, Justice reversed. And I feel this is good. The Justice reversed, it feels good because it's looking at your shadows. It's looking at your shadows. See, the Sun and the Hanged Man, because Seven of Cups, gorgeous. Okay, so So I keep hearing major, important. And it feels like important steps, major part in your life. when I show the crossroads, or when I'm being shown the crossroads, I can feel you in, it's like, how do I say this? What is this called? You know, it's like meditation circle. It's like you can like put sand on the ground and then you make like a little maze and then you walk around it and you meditate. What is that called? I can't think of the word. So I'm seeing that, right? So you're like in that little meditation thing. A labyrinth. So you're in a labyrinth. Feels very peaceful, right? Very calm, peaceful. And then I can see the avenues coexisting above you, right? In this plane that's above you, the space above you. And it's just kind of happening at the same time, right? And I'm seeing this feeling that there's like a vision. There's vision. It's in this like the complete vision, okay? So when you look at this and you look at like your dark side, and dark side meaning like your, what did I just use the word? Your shadows, right? Like kind of like, well, you're just being introspective and kind of looking at yourself in a more like a non-biased way, right? And just really evaluating yourself, a self-evaluation, okay? You're taking inventory of who you are, what you've done, so on and so forth. And I'm seeing it being painted in a bigger picture of bringing in the divine and divine order, like destiny, into your life. And so you're getting a more full picture of who you are, as a whole being, right? It's not just who you are and your identity here, and then it expands further of you being a spiritual being, and also attaching identities to that spiritual being of which you are. It gets even bigger, always expanding. And so again, as you expand it and becoming a spiritual being, there is a bias that's connected to that. So that's what I'm seeing as like this divine order. It's a divine vision that comes through, and in that vision, it is very unbiased. It's just the reality of things. It doesn't have any sort of attachment connected to this, and that's what I'm seeing here. And these are all giving you points of escape is what I'm seeing. These are all points of escape, and this is escape from these lower planes. And the lower planes meaning, well, if it feels very vague in the way that I'm saying it, and it feels very vague in the way that they're expressing it, in the sense that it's like, you know, I can just put it as faithfulness, right? It's like with faith, you're able to overcome many different life circumstances, right? With faith, it really is a healer of everything, right? It allows you to move more gracefully in life. This is something that I've worked on and I'm continuously working on here, and I can see this here with you as well, where when I say that, I look down and it shows me the strength, the number 8 in strength, and it highlights this, okay? The strength, the fortitude, the beauty and the ability of you to just be the lamb and the lion. And that's faithfulness, that's divinity, that's softness, that's leadership, that's obedience, that's all of that, all encompassing here. And it's that avenue, and then I'm seeing this like vortex coming down, this joyful vortex coming down, and it's a feeling of like, do you see how in this depiction it like barely misses her, right? Or it like does miss her, but like barely, and goes over here. But the reality is, as it goes there, it's not meant to hit her directly. It's meant to kind of encapsulate her. So going behind her allows this energy to encapsulate from around. So it's this encapsulation of joy. It's an encapsulation of the justice upright. It's an encapsulation, I see, of the number 11 and the number 8. Okay, and those seem to be really divine numbers here. And then I see number 14 being highlighted to me as well. 14 for me is a very special number. I enjoy the number 14. I would say I even love the number 14. And so I feel like that's a special nod to me as far as the way for me to interpret it, where this is very, very special. This is very special reading for you guys, a very special note for you guys. And it brings me also to the word, as I say, this optimism, to look up and look brightly. Then it brings me back to this where it says, be certain of where you place your passion with the desire and the tuberose. And it's this feeling of being acutely aware of how you perceive yourself, how you speak of yourself, how you, I'm seeing like take note of yourself. It's like I can see someone that's like actually writing this down and you're taking note, like this is who I am. This is what, it's this constant repetition of and work towards bettering yourself and keeping yourself like kind of like on the straight and narrow of like what it is that you desire. And your guides want you to know something here, because I have the Fool in reversed. And the way that they're showing the Fool in reverse is that your possibilities are actually not endless here, but they're saying this in a very cheeky way. I feel it very like light in my heart, and it feels very good. It's like, take for example, okay, I'll say it in two different ways, because this is the way they're showing me. It's like there's something destined for you here, something very big that's destined for you, that they're saying this is the path that we're taking you down, because it's obviously destiny. This is what was preordained for you, and this is a very good channel that we're putting you through. Okay, so then take it back to the other example where it's like, let's say you have a desire set in your heart of something in particular. Let's say to have a certain connection, okay? And let's just put in simple terms like that, because I know that's a big thing for people. So, and that's the example I'm getting anyway. It's like, let's say you have a desire in your heart to have a certain connection with someone. And then you say to yourself, okay, that's my desire, that's what I want. But you know what? The possibilities here are endless. Who knows what's going to be, I'm going to open up some other animal sanctuary or something, Well, guess what? It's like, yes, you can have that like plan B, I guess, but what's really ordained for you is to have that connection. So it feels unbeknownst to you in some way, because the way that it's being shown to me, look, the Four of Wands is at the bottom of the deck, and I feel like this is, see these cups, so he has the Seven of Cups and he's trying to choose the cup that he wants to pick, right? And under this cup is this Four of Wands. It's this, and look at that, a Six of Wands underneath there. Look, a Lover's right there. And I'm gonna stop because I thought this was a safe deck, but they're pushing it. Y'all are pushing it, okay? So we're gonna keep it like that. I'll peek quietly. Okay, we have the Chariot underneath. So that gives me a sense of timing. It gives a sense of timing, right? It feels rapid. It feels rapid. Happening rapidly, unexpectedly, and suddenly is the way that it feels to me with the Chariot there. So it's him trying to decide, like, which one do I want to choose here? What do I want to pick? And the way I'm seeing it is like, it's like Spirit knows. They already know what you're going to choose. Like, there's nothing like spontaneous or like unpredictable or unseen or unknown about you when it comes to the eyes of Spirit, right? And so this is feeling like you can't make any mistakes. You cannot do wrong in the eyes of Spirit. And whatever choice that you make, maintain that optimism and that confidence that it's what you're supposed to do. It's how you're supposed to do it. It's why you made the decisions that you have. this feeling of like, just like continue to be self-aware and alert with your decisions. That's what they're saying. And alert with your heart, like what you desire in your heart. We have the Devil here. And I'm seeing this in two ways, but they both feel very, very good. And then we have the Death in reversed. And we have the Ten of Swords in reversed, okay? So the Ten of Swords, and then I have this that fell out. We're going to say, what are we going to say with the Nine of Pentacles? That I just need to analyze it. So this feels overwhelming to me, okay? And the interesting part about this is it kind of feels like dizzy. I feel very dizzy, like spinning, 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 spinning. In the sense that the Ten of Swords is trying to be a reassurance to you that this overwhelmed feeling, this feeling of rapid change, this feeling of rapid movement is a positive effect of the things that are occurring in your life. And it's better to, again, that self-awareness, and then they bring me back to like the body, like your physical body, and they're giving me the example of like, let's say that you're feeling any kind of certain way, okay? Doesn't matter. Whatever you're feeling, when you understand why you're feeling it, then you're better able to get a mental grasp on it, right? Like just imagine if you felt the cold for the first time, right? And you're a baby, you might be crying because you don't understand that feeling. It's a very new or scary feeling. But as you get older and you associate it with what it is, you see that it's not necessarily harmful. Maybe you learn to enjoy it, but at least at the same time you're familiar with it. You understand that it's not threatening to you in that particular instance, right? So it's that feeling here of familiarizing yourself, with your feelings, with all of these different qualities that you have, so that if you experience something that is a little bit dizzying or altering in some kind of way, then you'll be able to feel into it and understand it and not let it overwhelm you and take a hold of you, take grasp of you. With the Devil here, there is that awareness and that temptation. Also, I'm seeing it connecting to the Nine of Pentacles in the sense that they're saying to avoid that hyper independence that you may possess, because I recall earlier me saying to have that feeling of gathering into the collective, you know, like gathering together and being amongst other people, and just like other energies, you know, and I clarify that because I'm just seeing someone being grounded, you know, and like walking out on the soil or wherever, being around plants, being around, you know, animals, whatever. It's that feeling of being close to other energies, to other living beings. And so it's this feeling, they're warning to stay tuned in to yourself and tuned into your body of what it is that you need. Try not to avoid it. Don't let anxious thoughts or don't let conditioning kind of take you into a place that is not going to be fruitful for you. Continue to lean into that progression that you've been maintaining, that kind of path that you're maintaining. Then they're showing me all of these up here, that she's in this depiction, she's drawing all of these different herbs. And what I'm saying with this is there are things that you've been doing in your past, right? So you've been sowing things, and you've been tilling, and you've also been harvesting things that are in preparation now, okay? And this is all going to go into this, you know, pot over here, right? That she's going to create something, and it feels like all these individual pieces come into one major thing. And so it's the feeling here, a confirmation that these little, not little things, but these individual things that you've been working on are going to come together into some major thing. And I see this again with the Devil card here, of being into the physical environment, the Devil being highlighted as some sort of physical accolade, some sort of physical accomplishment here. And then it brings me to the death and the rebirth, and again this like spinning and dizzying feeling. It like looks like a wheel of fortune, but they're showing me it in terms of like actual Wheel of Fortune show, like in California, the Wheel of Fortune. And a fortunate visionary, I feel, is not just vision, but they're saying you are a fortunate visionary. This is an opportune time for you. An opportune moment is coming for you. So to clarify what I just said, this time that you are in right now, that you're right this moment, and whatever kind of little timeline from, you know, some time in your past, sometime in your future, this is an opportune time. And then there's going to be an opportune moment where things are going to come together that you have purposely been doing and working on, that is going to allow you to somehow, I'm hearing like circumvent. So it is, again, that Wheel of Fortune coming back around and placing this into the physical environment in a way that you haven't quite done yet. You haven't done this before. That feels very radiant and explosive, in the sense that I'm seeing this as your past. Okay, this is you in your past, the Devil without these little shimmers in his hair. And now you're coming back with shimmers in your hair. When this is being shown to me as like a level up. It's like, hey, I'm back again. You're returning back to like old situations, old people, old something, old things that you've been working on, something from the past, and being like, I'm back and I'm better than ever, right? I've leveled up. We have the Star card to once again confirm, and then I'm going to close off the reading here. We'll just show here. There's that. And look, I could just keep going. The Ace of Cups, the Fool reversed, which is once again, look at that. High Priestess right there. High Priestess. I mean, you freaking know this. You knew this, and you know this, right? I am seeing the Fool in the same instance as the Star, and the Nine of Cups here is destiny. This is destiny. This is meant for you. It's meant to happen. And you know, yeah, there are so many different avenues in your life, but this is what was set in your heart. This is set a flame in you, and you can't avoid it. You can't avoid this destiny. So that's so exciting, so beautiful. So anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. And also, I think this might be significant too for someone out here, these colors as well, or maybe this flower itself. Okay, all right, bye.